All right, all right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a game here on Tide Hunters TBCBM versus TGW. TGW spawning as, let me get these colors correct, as the purple orc on the top left-hand side of the map. He did choose random, so he randomly got orc. TBCBM not quite knowing, not quite knowing his opponent's race yet. Meanwhile, on the bottom right-hand side of the map, green undead as the game gets underway. All right, let's go ahead and get to the 2-minute mark of this game, get this game going. Ultra of Darkness going to be trading up a Death Knight, going up against a Farseer. So Farseer versus Death Knight. It looks as though the Farseer will be going for very fast tech, not going for grunts or headhunters, teching the tier 2 before his second orc burrow, before Voodoo Lounge, and before a barracks. That is incredibly aggressive there. Only 12 workers, so he cannot afford to lose any peons in this situation. Meanwhile, Farseer was able to, well, get rid of that scouting unit early on, and I don't know why my overlay has the WarCraft 3 reforged icons. My apologies. Difficult to keep track of what all of those items look like. Hey, look, that wand thing is glowing, but I just can't tell what it is. All right, Scroll of Town Portal. Scroll of Town Portal inbound here. We're going to be looking at perhaps some little bit of poke. Death Knight does get that last bit of experience as more ghouls are coming off the line, and we see a resummoning of the wolves again. It looks as though, yes, a Death Coil going to go down onto the Farseer. Farseer down to 306 hit points. Meanwhile, Death Knight also taking a little bit of hit points. And was that a Death Coil onto a wolf? Yes, it was. So Death Coil onto a wolf to try and minimize the damage that he takes while getting that last bit of experience. Farseer going to be forced to retreat back. Voodoo Lounge now being placed down by TGW. He should be able to heal up easily. And are we going to perhaps go into quick air? Trying to go fast tech to tier 2 could mean that, hey, I need to try and get to some Wind Riders before you have all of the necessary defense. All right, Farseer doing a little bit of poking here. Unit is going to go ahead and retreat back. What is happening? As the Farseer looking to put in pressure again and stacking damage onto that Death Knight. All right, Death Knight now looking to back away. The Giant Sea Turtle still engaging pretty cleanly against all these units as the Death Knight gets to level 2. Will get Unholy Aura and better regeneration once more. All right, tech to tier 2 nearly done. Need to see what exactly TGW's plan and strategy was. He's sitting on 1,400 gold, nearly 500 lumber, and he hasn't done anything with his very, very fast tech yet. This is one of those things that players need to be really on top of if they are going to be going for such an aggressive move. Meanwhile, Fire Lord trained and picked up. That makes sense there, as the Fire Lord is going to be able to easily clear out some of these creep camps, and, well, also explains why we didn't start seeing a hero trained up back at home quickly. All right, Bestiary both about a third of the way done. Meanwhile, Lava Spawn standing in water, still somehow able to, well, walk around, as the Fire Lord perhaps going to try and engage here. All right, in comes a bunch of summons. So this army of summons is definitely the strategy here, as we're going to be looking at the splitting of the lava spawns. There's the splitting of the lava spawns now. So 2 wolves, 2 lava spawns, with a 3rd lava spawn out on the battlefield perhaps. This lava spawn is trying to get away, really absorbing quite a bit of damage. 2 additional lava spawns back here. Perhaps they're going to be able to continue to get some pokes in as well. The wolves looking to dive across here. This lava spawn about to get cleaned up. That gives level 3 to the Death Knight, as this ghoul down to 21 hit points. Is it going to make it back home? Down to 10. 1 or 2 more attacks from this wolf should finish it off. Waiting for it. Yes, does finally get that ghoul there. Meanwhile, back home, or back on the other side, lava spawns getting in more pressure and more poking. We are going into Raiders. So this was a quick tech into Raiders, not into Wind Riders, as I originally expected, as we are now going into Halls of the Dead. All right, so Raiders are generally better in the later game, as Wind Riders are easily countered by Crypt Fiends once Web is researched. However, Oh, well, TBCBM not having to worry about any of those air units yet, as the rock golem now going to get cleaned up here. Lava spawn going to go ahead and get another split in once more. 2 lava spawns down. This lava spawn perhaps should back away from the fight just a little, taking quite a bit of damage here, down to 52 hit points. Now going to finally back away. There's a little bit of a poke damage onto the Forest Trolls and Forest Troll High Priest. Fire Lord, well, gonna clean things up here, gonna take things down. Forest Troll, Trappers, Forest Troll, High Priest, all gonna be cleaned up, doing a double level up, most likely. Fire Lord and Farseer both can get to level 2 off of this creep camp. Meanwhile, I believe that's a Lich. Yes, a Lich getting trained up there, out on the battlefield. Ready to move out. Death Knight on the move again, and well, some easy skeletal minions across. All right. What is the follow-up play? TBCBM getting up that obsidian statue, double ensnare onto some ghouls. Death Coil, Frost Nova onto a Raider. Raider quickly gets bursted down. We see another ensnare going. That's going to be another ghoul perhaps taken out as well, as a Temple of the Damned getting summoned. What is going to be the unit trained from there? Is it going to be Necromancers or Banshees? That is the question, as the Raiders are still looking to fight back and forth. Raiders can easily get in some ensnares, but, well, defense at the Unda base, so scary. That Blight providing additional healing, while the Frost Nova Lich and the Death Knight able to get in some big well, bursting down of damage onto those Raiders. Lich able to stay alive here. Meanwhile, Firelord trying to fight its way through. This is not a good spot for TGW to even be in. Farseer needs to retreat back. There is one Wind Rider in this mix here, and perhaps that one Wind Rider able to cause some problems, but the Orb of Corruption on the Lich already, and the bursting damage of the Death Knight forces that unit back. Behind this, though, we see an Expo already operational for TGW. We are still sitting at Tier 2. We have a War Mill, and we could be getting some additional upgrades later on. Meanwhile, the Raiders are going to try and retreat back here. There's a Goblin Zeppelin hired up, perhaps to try and elevator the Fire Lord and that Farseer out of sticky situation. Meanwhile, Lich, Death Knight looking to clear out more creep camps here. We are at Black Citadel. No sign of a third hero as of yet. Yeah, I can't tell what those icons are. I guess that is an Orb of Corruption, Mantle of Intelligence, Claws of Attack, and Pure of Vitality. All right. Murloc Nightcrawler gonna get cleaned up here. Farseer, Wolves, Goblin Zeppelin with the Scroll of Speed gonna be able to drop straight in here. So this was pretty much a straight flight into the back of the base in order to shut down mining. We're going to see all of the mining pretty much stopped. Wind Rider now down to 55 hit points. It needs to back away from that tower. No, the Black Citadel able to finish it off there. Meanwhile, what is still happening? Raiders trying to do some pickups and some drop-offs. Wind Rider's going to try to retreat back out. Are we perhaps going to be looking at a Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away? Yes, we are, and the units are going to come back around here. But wow, a strong play by TGW to just stop all of the mining. We are looking at 2 out of 5 acolytes, with more acolytes still waiting to be trained. TGW needs to queue up and retrain up 3. How much gold was lost there? That was about 400 gold lost, plus the cost of retraining, compared to the cost of the Scroll of Speed, Scroll of Town Portal, and perhaps some of the loss of units. Now, always a scary proposition when Necromancers are out on the battlefield alongside some Obsidian statues. That pop-up army could, well, completely surprise you if you are caught unaware. Meanwhile, Firelord is looking at level 3, has level 2 fire spawns, and ready to drop in once again. Nope, not going to even bother dropping in. Just going to go straight after the Temple of the Damned. Temple of Damned taking quite a bit of damage here, and I do believe it looks like I think, pillages research. So that is the reason why this attack is so effective, as we're going to see a scroll of speed in order to back away. Did the mastery training get completed? That is the question. It didn't. And that was a big reset there. No more Temple of the Damned. That needs to be resummoned. And then the time lost for that mastery training means less mana on the Necromancers and less utility overall. It's going to be about another 2 to 3 minutes before that is completed. And now what is happening here? Goblin Zeppelin going to just raid once more. 6 raiders coupled with Farseer, Firelord ready to go. There is that Orb of Corruption trying to eat through, and what is going to go down here? That Temple of the Dam about to get cleaned up. There is, well, that Frenzy. And what else is going to go down here? There is also that Spear Tower. Here we are dropping everything in, and now in comes the battle. Necromancer trying to summon up here. Firelord needs to summon up some lava spawns. There's this tactical scroll of Town Portal in order to get away, but it's not going to really do very much the second time. Well, not getting nearly as many resources or as efficient of a trade. Level 4, level 2, nearly level 3 on that Lich, going up against level 3 Firelord and a level 2, nearly level 3 Farseer. Level 3 now on that Lich, Death Knight going after that Rock Golem, Forest Troll, High Priest, Creep Camp. That's all going to get cleaned up right there. Meanwhile, Peons clearing out the forest here, trying to make sure with the Watchtower that it isn't going to be an easy ghoul swarm to take down. Take down this Expo. Economic advantage playing a big role to try and do some hit and runs. 62 supply compared to 33. The Death Knight and the Lich with their higher level heroes, the only real advantage that they have. But the longer this game goes, the more that is going to be neutralized as leveling becomes more and more difficult. All right, Farseer still wandering around the map here. Perhaps they're going to try and clear out this Ogre Magi Creep Camp. Lava Spawns, Spirit Wolf's going to go ahead and engage. And here you are once more, Gargantuan Sea Turtles. Necromancers do have that mastery training now, and there is that Frenzy attacking faster over time. And well, I believe that Lich has a very fast attack rate now, dealing decent damage. Off to the north, a couple of skeletal minions trying to clean up these peons. Not going to get much out of them there. We're looking at 35 supply as TBCBM is rebuilding his economy. 6,200 gold compared to 52, so 1,000 gold difference, plus the cost of retraining up those acolytes. Meanwhile, TGW looking to clear out this Granite Golem Creep Camp off to the side. If he can do that, that would be a great way to get back into this game in terms of hero level, as a strong item drop coupled with a decent amount of experience would be able to do that. However, the Death Knight is already sitting at level 5, and the Lich getting closer to level 4, as well as the last large creep camps on the map getting cleared. Level 4 now on that Firelord, picking up a Hood of Cunning. There is still an orange creep camp here, pretty small overall, as we see an inbound scroll of Town Portal here. All right, Spirit Walker making its way through. Are we perhaps going to see a disenchant to try, and remove all of those skeletal minions there? Little bit of easy damage. Units trying to retreat back. Are we going to see some Chain Lightning? Yes. Finding both the low hit point Ghoul and that low hit point Necromancer in the back. 69 supply compared to 38. TGW with a large supply lead, and now starting to get to the upper echelons of low upkeep. Perhaps needs to get one more Orc Burrow, train up a little bit more units. Also getting to tier 3 as well, going to be important, as the Firelord, Clarity Potions, Healing Salves, picking up some Hood of Cunning, and getting ready to move on out. 72 supply compared to 47. Raiders, Wind Riders retreating back here. See an easy quick kill there. Red Creep Camp still available to clear out. Not quite sure what's going on there, why that's not getting cleared up, as the Wind Riders are trying to go straight after the Destroyers. We see a couple of ensnares as well, but Frost Nova onto the Wind Riders, really slowing down their attack speed and their effectiveness. Death Knight now down to 400 hit points, quickly using the Potion of Greater Healing to stay alive. Meanwhile, Kotobi still making its way forward. Perhaps they're going to be able to chomp in on some other units. Yes, able to grab a Necromancer. That's the best unit to grab right now, since there's not that many ground units there, as a Spirit Link unable to save a unit there. There's a Death Coil to save that Lich, but Lich once more gets ensnared. Obsidian Statue gets, bursted down, as the Wind Riders are now trying to poke after these units. A quick Death Coil finishes off a Wind Rider there, as the Lava Spawns. There goes another ensnare. Lava Spawns are in the back, not really looking to engage. Every bit of damage matters so much, as another Death Coil finds that Lich. Lich is completely surrounded. Is that one Raider going to be able to break it free? Yes, Raider now taken down. There's another Death Coil there, and the Death Knight's just saying, say hello to a 600 hit point heal. It's just going to happen over and over and over again if you try and take down this Lich. There goes another Death Coil there, another ensnare there, followed by a quick Scroll of Town Portal to finally get that Death Knight out of a tight situation. 48 supply army compared to 35, 64 supply compared to 40 here. More mining happening off to the north. About 5.5 minutes of mining for the main base of ORC. Meanwhile, 7 minutes of mining for the undead, as a quick Death Coil Frost Nova finishes off that low hit point Wind Rider. Wind Riders just look like free experience bars for the undead now, with level 3 Death Coil and level 2 Frost Nova. There needs to be that transition away eventually, and well, you just got to be able to survive that initial burst and the loss of units, or perhaps try and time a Scroll of Healing so that a unit isn't lost in that spot, but that is extremely tough. Alright, Lich plus 16 damage between all of the items that he has. Death Knight gonna finish off this last here. Meanwhile, we do see a watchtower being placed down by TGW in order to maintain that economic advantage, even if the main base goes out. Alright, Wind Rider continuing to fight its way through. What's going down here? A couple of ensnares. Death Coil, another Wind Rider getting finished off, and I've got to say the Wind Riders just constantly falling left and right has been the big issue, as another big Death Coil keeps that Destroyer alive. 600 burst heals, such a big deal, as the Destroyers are really outlasting the Wind Riders, even though the Wind Riders should be the ones doing more piercing damage. There is another big save there. Kotobi, is that Destroyer going to get finished off? Wind Rider trying to catch up to it. Destroyer also moving at a similar speed, as the units are now looking to back away again. Are we going to see that Wind Rider throw a spear? Destroyer down to 1 hit point, trying to get away. Could it perhaps try and sacrifice itself onto a creep? That is the question. Oh, if the watchtower got the hit, that would have been a little bit sad, as that experience is definitely wanted by TGW. Just wait for it. There's that final kill. All right, no level up for the Farseer or the Fire Lord, though. Both sitting at 4 on the cusp of 5. Meanwhile, there's still a red creep camp here, and if TBC BM is able to clear out this creep camp, perhaps get level 5 on that Lich, and deny level 5 on the opposing heroes during the early going. All right, Lich needs still quite a bit more experience. There's another Death Coil keeping that unit alive. More repairs underway, but that, watchtower will get taken out. 44 supply compared to 67. TGW unsure of how to close out this game. He's had the supply lead throughout, but that supply maybe is inflated by the fact that there is just so many Wind Riders. These Wind Riders, 570 hit points for a 4 supply unit. That is incredibly low, especially when your opponent already has level 3 Death Coil and level 2 Frost Nova. Add in those facts, and then suddenly things go sideways very quickly, as we see Acid Bomb as the ability by that Goblin Alchemist. Meanwhile, bottom left-hand side of the map, this, well, Nightcrawler creep camp going to get cleared up. There is the Marauder there. Firelord gets to level 5, and Farseer gets to level 5, so a dual level up there. Going to be incredibly important. Book of the Dead, not altogether that useful, as we could use, see a Scroll of Town Portal to try and head back home. All right, Destroyer's going to try and retreat back here. Are we going to see an engagement? Peons, perhaps a little bit of heals. There's some Scroll of Speed trying to ensnare, catch some of these units as they are retreating back down. All right, Envenom Spears, Frost Nova onto all of these units. Devour Magic, and I believe the Goblin Alchemist able to break free there. One Raider getting taken out. We're looking at all of these Necromancers trying to fight back. They're going to get bursted down as we're seeing more and more, Skeletal Maidens getting summoned up as well. All right, there's a Chain Lightning. Are we going to see the Alchemist back away down to 97 hit points? He's able to, barely survive again as both sides still fighting. Level 6 now on the Death Knight. Level 6 Death Knight. Are we going to see Animate Dead? Or are we going to look at Unholy Aura level 3 in order to get these units away quickly? We do see a couple of Shadow Wolves. Those Shadow Wolves can burst down onto some of those units as the Goblin Alchemist is trying to hide back at home. All right, more damage coming back across through. There's another Devour Magic eating up those lava spawns there. Destroyer is able to easily take down those units. Meanwhile, more and more low hit point units. The Destroyers are just outlasting the Wind Riders, and as soon as those Wind Riders are outlasted, they're getting taken out. Lich, however, gets bursted down, falls at level 5. The Spirit Walker in ethereal form actually going to end up taking bonus damage, trying to get away. It finally gets taken out, just trying to exchange blows there. All right, Wind Rider, we need some sort of way to just purge down. That's going to be enough to slow down one of those Destroyers, allowing the Wind Rider to get the necessary shots off. Perhaps we're going to see another ensnare. No, the Raider should have chosen to ensnare a different Destroyer later. That one Wind Rider, that one Destroyer was already certainly dead, but instead allowed the other Destroyers to escape. I'm not sure how that Lich ended up getting taken out here. 50 supply compared to 40. We're looking at an Expo now being placed down at the 8 o'clock spot. Meanwhile, a new base trying to be established here at the 3 o'clock spot as the main gold mines are nearly dried up. All right, Raiders gonna knock and attempt to take down this haunted gold mine very quickly. Meanwhile, Death Knight and Goblin Alchemist making its way off to the north here, perhaps to clear up this gold mine. Are they going to jump inside the Orc Burrow? Yes, they are. And we'll try and do a little bit of fighting back. No Scroll of Town Portal. They're gonna walk back. They do have a Scroll of Town Portal, but they are simply just going to be walking back here as the Death Knight knows that they can't really do enough damage to those fortified buildings. TBC BM not able to, hasn't been able to get back into this game economically. He still has higher level heroes, even though that Lich is waiting to get revived. Meanwhile, Watchtowers are going to get destroyed right here as the Wind Riders show up. There goes a couple of ensnares. Difficult to get hit and run when you are, pulled down to the ground. Raiders are doing a great job there. And without the 1-2 combination of Death Knight Lich, the Raiders and the Wind Riders are lasting long enough to be effective. 4 minutes of mining left in the Northern Expo. If the game goes longer than 4 minutes, then TBCBM could establish equal footing in terms of the economy. If he's able to take this 3 o'clock Expo. He still has an uphill climb though, 39 supply compared to 41. TGW has been giving just lots of experience as we now see this Goblin Alchemist. Also, I don't know what that ability is. I gotta believe it's Chemical Rage. But we're going to be looking at the Alchemist trying to dive on in, perhaps throwing down an Acid Bomb here. Watchtower once more getting destroyed. Kodo Beast being brought in from behind to try and finish things off. There goes a Frost Nova. There's a quick burst down onto one Wind Rider right there. That's easily taken out. Meanwhile, Death Knight still trying to fight his way through. Chain Lightning bouncing around. There goes another Necromancer. Ghouls are getting cleaned up. Low hit point Destroyer down to 32 hit points. Needs to get taken out. Finally gets taken out there. Farseer backing away. Should really be more engaged in this fight as he does have that Orb of Lightning that causes Purge and makes that unit, well, easier to track down as they're not able to move. Firelord still getting in more attacks there. TGW about to get to level 6 on that Firelord. And I believe once he gets the Firelord, level 6, double level up Farseer and Firelord able to get in some big damage. Okay, Volcano is going to be the ability there. Lich now trying to retreat back. There's a Death Coil. Chain Lightning not going to be able to make it in time as more damage is still racking up. Necromancers making their way over. Are we going to see Volcano? Yes, we do. Volcano right there. However, the Scroll of Town Portal is actually going to stop the channeling there of that Volcano as the Farseer now looks to back away. Firelord could be in trouble. Down to 71 hit points. Down to 2 hit points. He gets taken down. Level 3 now on the Goblin Alchemist, but the Death Knight falls as well. Cripple now onto the Farseer. Farseer trying to retreat away. Farseer down to dead. So a double level up Volcano stopped being channeled after the Scroll of Town Portal, and with that relocation, well, TGW is actually in a worse spot. 29 supply 33 supply compared to 26 now. This Expo about to get taken down. Northern Expo here only has 2 minutes of mining left, but Undead has no mining happening anywhere. Has that mining happening here on the southern side. Kodo Beasts are going to be trying to be brought over as well. Kodo Beast with the Farseer. Farseer here does have a Scroll of Town Portal. We're going to see these Acolytes getting cleaned up. One now down, another. Destroyers trying to make their way over. Are we perhaps going to see the Wind Riders be able to poke apart one of those Destroyers in time? 272 hit points. All the Acolytes here, no longer found. A couple of Acolytes back at home. All right, Peons looking to remine this 8 o'clock spot. Firelord, is it getting resurrected back at home? It is. Northern Expo has about another minute and a half of mining. Lich is now at level 6, has Dark Ritual, and we do not see, the Death Knight. Death Knight is out of the fight here, and what is this? TBCBM unsummoning his Black Citadel in order to get the Death Knight. All right, Death Knight, Lich, Goblin Alchemist, not even Obsidian statues. An Acolyte going to try and make its way over. There are there's 2 Shadow Wolves there. We're going to see some Devour Magic, perhaps more Devour Magic, regenerate some hit points, as well as some Acolytes able to get some mining going. New Obsidian statue going to get trained up. Undead. Undead Lich now making their way through. Shadow Wolves going to perhaps try and stop the mining here as this Great Hall suffering quite a bit of damage. In comes an Acid Bomb onto all of these units here. Acid Bomb, units trying to attack the air. Death Knight has no way to attack those air units. Does try to Death Coil. Death Knight could be in trouble. Down to 246 hit points. Scroll of Speed. Death Knight now still wandering back off on the other side here. Kodo Beast with nothing to eat. Firelord comes out. And the Firelord, what can he really do as we see an Ensnare go down onto the Obsidian statue? Obsidian statue was going to be the glue that held this army together, but without it, and things are starting to fall apart again. Chain Lightning finding the Alchemist, but not killing him off. Death Knight, Death Coil, a potion of healing in time, as we're going to see Death Knight now being a little bit of trouble. He has now a potion of healing. Ensnare, perhaps, is it going to be enough? Death Knight now down to 48 hit points, and he is able to escape. A lot of close calls on both sides. Troll Bat Riders finding the Destroyer here as units are still trying to retreat back here. Goblin Alchemist does not have Healing Spray, cannot heal up both of these units as the Shadow Wolves are trying to catch up to that Lich. All right, Ensnare finding and taking down a Raider there. Farseer trying to catch up. Are we going to perhaps see a Chain Lightning? Death Coil, no Death Coil there. Chain Lightning not going to be in time as the units are looking to back away again. There's the Death Coil for the heal. Units back up to full, resummoning up the Wolves to make sure, just one hit on this Haunted Goldmine, and it will get taken down. There it goes, takes it out, and now this Acolyte has nothing to mine from. All right. No more. We do see TBCBM is currently being revealed. A new Obsidian statue to replace the one that was ensnared and lost earlier. And here we are. Here we go. Shadow Wolves looking to perhaps poke apart at the slaughterhouse. Meanwhile, forcing an engagement, there is this army by TGW. TGW should be able to hold on. The Northern Expo has no more mining happening. And really, Orc just needs to sit back at this Great Hall and let the economic advantage carry him to victory. I'm not sure why he backed away. In comes the Orc army. Scroll of speed. In comes a little bit of poking here. There's a little bit of chain lightning. Tauren now in that frontline spot with pulverize. There's a volcano stunning down the units. And, well, as they are stunned down, they have nowhere to go. Kotobi still offering up plenty of damage. No more destroyers. Lich could end up getting in trouble as the wolves are purposely blocking the path of that Lich, and that is going to be the game. TBCBM leaves the game even though he had the hero level advantage throughout. A strange back and forth. TBCBM having the higher score but unable to close it out. TGW often with the larger army but unable to figure out a way to deal with those high level heroes. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.